Hey you guys, this is my makeup today, and if you want to watch me put this on, then stay tuned, and that's what's coming up. Hey you guys, I thought I would put the camera on and film while I was doing my makeup this morning, so this isn't really a tutorial per se, it's just me putting on my makeup and maybe chatting a little bit with you guys while I do it about different things. Um, so there was a few things that I wanted to mention that, either somebody asked me about or something I was supposed to let you know about. So I'll contemplate what those things are while I'm putting on my makeup. I transferred my Rimmel Fix and Perfect foundation primer into this little pot because really I wanted to see how much I had left. Because sometimes it's hard to tell when it's in the tube like that, and I was just kind of curious. Not only that, but this way here, if I needed to, I could bring it with me and I'd know exactly how much I had. And I think it's actually easier to apply this way because when I squeeze it out of the tube, a lot of times too much comes out and then I don't know what to do with the rest. So I end up putting it in a pot anyway. So it's easier just to put it in the pot in the first place. This is wicked orange, but once you rub it into your skin, the color seems to go away. But it is really scary looking in the pot. I finally finished that L'Oreal Studio Secrets Magic Perfecting Base that I was always talking about. I finally finished that, so that's gone. And also the Maybelline Dream Matte powder is gone too. I finally finished that. And I used every single bit. I was going to save the containers and show you guys that there was nothing left in that. I used every single bit of it. Okay, so I got the primer on. Now I'm going to put my foundation on. Today I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Foundation. And you have to work quickly with this because it dries really fast. I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk flat top synthetic brush. And I'm just going to pump some on my hand and then brush like crazy. Alright, let's go. I don't start at any particular place. I just try to go fast because this stuff dries so quick that if you don't get it all on fast, it's gonna look stupid. And I just blend it down a little bit onto the chin area. Now I put 2 pumps on my hand. And that seems to be the perfect amount. And I got it on fast enough before it dried. Yay! And this time I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. And I like to put my concealer on after my foundation. I don't know. I've done it both ways and I don't think it really matters. Now this is a great concealer, but when I pump that out, that's going to be way too much. So what I do is I just put a little bit on underneath my eyes, like that, and then blend it in. One, two, 3 dots, and blend. And then with the leftover, I try to look for anything that looks like it should be covered. Like my chin is very red, so I'm just going to rub some on my whole chin, because it is very red. And then my nose looks red, so I'll just put some there. Boy, talk about, this gives a whole new meaning to full coverage. And I still see redness on my chin. And then I have redness on my cheeks, which is, you know, only natural, but I would rather use the blush for the color rather than the color that came from nature, even though this, you know, some people would think that was more complimentary. But if you're trying to do your makeup and use a certain color scheme, then you don't want that natural color, per se. Okay, so now I need a makeup wipe desperately. And that's one thing. I don't like to spend a lot of money on makeup wipes. I just use like the baby wipes. Because if I'm just using this to wipe makeup off my hands or whatever, you know, why spend a lot for makeup wipes for that? Okay, so, alright, so we got the foundation primer, the foundation, and the concealer on. Next is going to be powder, and today I'm going to use my Essence Mineral Compact Powder, and the color is number 2, Soft Beige. And I'm going to use the MAC 129 brush, which is not traditionally a powder brush, but that's what I use it for. Actually, yeah, I think it is, now that I think about it. I think it is a powder brush. See, that's the thing with brushes, is I never really pay attention for what they are used for. I use them for what I like to use them for, which is not always what they're meant to be. You have to find out what works good for you, you know? So, I'm just going to set everything with a little powder. By the way, you guys, you're going to notice if you subscribe to my husband's channel that it's gone. He deleted it. He's weird like that sometimes. He just decides one day he's going to delete his channel and start over again. So, he did a video the other day that he put music to one of our Vegas videos, and it gives the whole thing a completely different feel. I really like it. If you want to see it, it's in my favorite section of my channel page, and then you can, you know, see his new page. It's Mr. Vegas Tripper or something like that. But yeah, go to my favorites list and you'll see it there. Yeah, it really, I enjoy that video a lot more with the music he used, like that copyright free music that they have. Okay, so that's the powders all set then. And I'm going to use my Essence Mineral Powder Blush in number 4, Best Friends. You know, I was thinking the other day, or this morning, that when I first started on YouTube, I hated watching tutorials. If I saw that somebody I subscribed to put up a tutorial, I wouldn't watch it. I would just delete it. But I think now I'm starting to develop more of an appreciation for tutorials for some reason. But I still delete a lot of them. And here's why. You guys can tell me if this bothers you too. When I see a tutorial, if I enjoy watching what that person did, sometimes I think it's fun to recreate it yourself. And I want those products that they use to be at the store where I can buy them if I don't already own them. But people use these obscure products that you have to get from a website. It's some small company that, you know, maybe the person was sent the products, or they're sponsored by them, or they're trying to help that company sell the products or whatever. That, to me, is a turnoff. I mean, I understand why people do it, but if I do tutorials, I like to use things that you guys can just go to the store and buy them. This is Bear Study paint pot, by the way. And this is the first time I've used it since I bought it the other day. It's like a beautiful gold color. Really, really gorgeous. Oh, and as far as eyeshadow primers, sometimes I use them. Sometimes I just use the paint pot as the eyeshadow primer. Sometimes I use like Urban Decay Primer Potion and this, but I don't know. I think that just the paint pot is enough, especially with what I'm going to use for eyeshadow products today. You'll see what I mean when I get further into it. But yeah, I don't like watching tutorials for some obscure product. You know, a lot of times I look down in the description box, and if it's something I've never heard of or whatever, I just skip it. I tend to watch the tutorials of the gurus who use everyday stuff you can buy from the store. And I don't even care if it's high-end or drugstore. That doesn't matter to me. What matters is, you know, can I go out and buy it? So even if it's a brand that I do like, you know, don't use limited edition products or whatever. Oh God, this is such a pretty color. I love it. Okay, now, all I did was put that on my eyelids, and I'm just going to blend it ever so slightly up into the crease and just a hair past like that. Now, this is not limited edition. I know it's not always easy to find, but this, the Urban Decay Naked Palette, this is not limited edition. And a lot of the stores have it now. They've restocked. Let's see. Next I'm going to use a MAC 224 brush. That's just the fluffy dome-shaped one. And I'm going to take Virgin, which is like the highlight color, and I'm going to sweep that all underneath the brow bone right down to the crease. And I didn't put any paint pot up at the top there because I don't want to intensify the highlight color. I can't stand that when I look at somebody's makeup and you see a big bright white streak underneath their eyebrow. I don't know. I don't think that looks good. You want to try to do like a subtle highlight that doesn't look totally fake. You know, as it is, this is a very light color. So it's good enough just on its own. It doesn't need to be intensified by a primer or a base. Okay, so I've got Virgin from the eyebrows down to the crease. And then I'm just going to wipe my brush on a paper towel, and I'm going to use the same brush because I don't want this to be an intense look. It's going to be a neutral look, but these two shadows, especially the next one I'm going to use, which is Sin, this has shimmer in it, so if I use a different brush, it's going to be way too intense. So I'm just going to take Sin and put that on my lids. And I don't like to necessarily always use 3 colors when I do my eye makeup. Sometimes I like to use 2, like I'm doing today. Sometimes I just like to use 1 and just put something on my eyelids and that's it, you know.